So I'm going to give you the fastest way to sign agency clients, and this is coming from someone who has worked with over 100 agencies, booked over 3,000 meetings, and have collectively generated over $4 million across all of my clients. So we have the most up-to-date systems on how to book meetings, on how to build offers, on how to do sales, and everything that you need to sign agency clients. So what I'm going to talk about now is exactly what all the big names in the space, people like Eman, people like Hormozy, people like Tate, all of these people have used this method to sign clients and generate new business as fast as possible. And simply put, what they're doing is paying down knowledge debt. Now, what is knowledge debt? It's simply the idea that in order to, let's say in your case, sign more clients, you need to figure out how do you actually sign clients? And the gap to actually figuring out how to do it is what takes the longest time, right? If you think about it, in order to sign clients, right, we need to send outreach, get them on a call, close the deal, collect the payment, all of that, then it's done. But what takes long isn't sending an outreach message. You could literally just take out your phone, it's 3 seconds and your outreach is sent. Like, that is quick. But the thing that takes long is figuring out the message to actually send to the people. It's doing all of those iterations, all of those tests, all of those stuff. It's doing all of the stuff in the back end to actually figure out, okay, what message do I send? How do I conduct the call? How do I onboard the client? All of those things. And what this stuff is called, it's proof of concept. So proof of concept can simply be defined as the point where the inputs deliver a feasible output. So to give a tangible example, let's say you're running your agency, you sign a client, and this is the first client you've ever signed, right? You're so nervous, you don't know what to do, and you test all these things. And let's say you're gonna generate leads for them and you're doing Facebook ads. So you don't know how to do Facebook ads, like this is your first time. So what you do is you come in, you watch some YouTube videos, you do some courses, and you just piece these variables together and you try to figure out a system that works. And the first one may not, the second one may not, the third may not, but then you find the right combination of the ads, of the creatives, of everything. And now all of a sudden, leads are coming in, bookings are coming in. And at this point, you found proof of concept. You found the thing that worked. And our entire goal of running the agency is to keep testing scientifically until we get to the point where this works. So to give you a tangible example, when I was straight out of high school, 60 kilograms and looking to get into the agency space, I was trying to sign clients. I spent a nice 7 months not being able to book a single booking, not even get a positive reply. Best 7 months of my life. And in this period, I realized I don't know anything. I'm actually really bad at this. And so because of that, I tested new things, I read new books, and I realized, okay, these people actually know more than me. So I read these books, I implemented what I heard, and I actually signed some clients. And I made a couple $1,000s. But then I was thinking, these books are giving generalized advice. They're like, salespeople should speak from their chest. Like, salespeople should have good posture, all this stuff. But I was like, okay, but how am I gonna use that to sign agency clients? So what I found was a mentor in the agency space, okay? And these people knew how to book meetings, they knew how to build offers, they knew how to close deals. The problem was that this mentorship costed $9,000 and I had a nice $900. So somehow I got in there, I implemented it, and this is what allowed me to get to the point where I made around $50,000 in a month. And what did I do here? I paid down the knowledge debt. Right? I paid down the information that I didn't know. And they went through the trial and error, they figured it out, and now we're there. So you might be thinking 9,000, oh, that's a lot of money. I don't have that type of money. It's fine. I want you to think about the math behind it, because I have a program, to be completely transparent. If you're interested in, just book a time using the link below, and we help you shorten this knowledge gap. Like, we've done this for 100 agencies. So we're like, okay, just do what the other 100 people did and you'll probably get the same outcome. So if you think about the math behind it, okay, 9,000 may be a lot of money, but if you could learn the skill on how to book 5 sales calls every single day for the rest of your life, how much would that be worth, right? Because let's say you can close at 20%, right? And now we're getting into the maths, but it's okay, it's simple. So you're booking 5 calls a day, you close at 20%. So you close 1 out of the 5 every single day. Now let's say you charge $2,000. You could be signing, hypothetically, $2,000 in recurring revenue every single day, right? Think about this. This is real. Like, this is actual real stuff. So 5 calls per day, 1 close per day. Then it's like, okay, 5 calls a day, 1 close a day, 5 in a week. That's 5 clients signed per week. That's $10,000 in recurring revenue every single week. So now it's like, oh, okay, that is a pretty good deal. But it becomes even more of a pretty good deal if you extrapolate it over a lifetime. Because let's say you're adding, let's say worst case scenario, you're signing a client per week, right? At $2,000. $2,000 every week. Or let's even do a client per month, right? So $2,000 every month. So over 3 months, you'll add an extra $6,000 in recurring revenue. If you did this for 36 months, right? That's an extra, a lot more, right? I'm not going to do the math on that, but it's a lot more. So the more time that you add on to this, the more valuable it is. The earlier that you can get the information, the earlier that you can shorten the knowledge gap, the more valuable that information is, because it can be applied over a lifetime. So one of the things that I say to people who I'm on sales calls with is like, look, if we could just help you sign one client for the rest of your life, one extra client per month for the rest of your life, would that be worth it? And they're like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, bye, cool. So if you think about it in that way, just simple math, then you're gonna realize that it's a no-brainer to invest in any sort of education that you can find. And when I realized this is when I made the commitment where it's like, look, I will have good living expenses. Like I'm not gonna sleep like under a bridge. I'm gonna pay for all the necessities. But on top of that, any excess, it's not gonna go to the Lambo fund. It's not gonna go to some crazy thing. It's just going to go into reinvesting into education, right? And this is why I spent like $18,000 on a mastermind, why I spent like $40,000 on courses, just so I can shorten that knowledge gap and get to my goal as fast as possible. Now, a common question I get is, okay, but what if I got someone to do this for me? What if I got an agency? What if I got one of these 50 people in my DMs, right, to do this for me? Understand that I'm saying this as someone who used to be that guy in your DMs. I used to do appointment setting, which graduated to the agency, which graduated to us charging like $4K a month, which graduated to around $24K up front, which graduated to us doing the program now, which is a lot less than $24K up front. But the reason that this doesn't work is that if this person, right, let's say, hypothetically, let's say you sign with this person, they're gonna be charging you around $2,000 per month, okay? That over a year is around $24,000, okay? And that amount compared to, let's say, a 5K program is, using simple math, a lot more, right? The benefit that most people would say is, oh, but it's done for you. I don't have to do it at all. The problem with that is if that person decided to leave, if that person decided to raise their prices, if that person decided to, I don't know, start some OnlyFans agency, you would lose them completely and your entire business would stop growing. But on top of that, what most people forget, if they compare, let's say, a $24,000 done for you thing, which is, and it's most likely going to be a lot more than that, to be honest, like a good one at least, compared to, let's say, a 5K program, even a 50K program. If you have a 5K program, you learn the skills once. You can delegate the entire acquisition process, let's say the appointment setting process, for $500 a month, $1,000 per month, even $2,000 per month. And you can delegate the appointment setting process because you have the skills and the understanding. You're not paying this person to figure out what to do, which you're doing for the done for you side, where you're paying for the expertise. You just need someone with hands, You just need someone to actually move the rocks, to actually send the messages. And because of that, you can pay $5K one time to learn the skills for life. And you can hire 10 people, right, to run the system for you and book hundreds of calls every single month. You can't do this with a done-for-you agency because you're gonna end up paying $50,000, $100,000 per month. So it makes no sense to go with a done-for-you agency when the done-with-you or course or whatever you wanna call it, the do-it-yourself implementation understanding is available. It just makes more sense. Then the other option is like, oh, but what if I use a software tool and then it's completely done and it's the best thing ever and it's magic, right? Again, doesn't make sense. So most of the softwares, if you look at something like Apollo or Smartlead or Instantly, they're great at what they do, which is one part of the process, right? And the process is like 50 steps long, right? So yeah, they send the emails. That's great. They find you the leads in Apollo. That's great. But then everything else, like the thing is, everyone can buy a $20 Apollo subscription, but very, very few people know how to actually use that to get the right leads, to get them onto the call and actually convert them into a client who pays them consistently, right? Very big difference. So the software is what the done-for-you agencies will use. The software is what, for example, in our case, we would provide you on the training on how to use it so that you know how to use the tool, plus everything else. Like you get the one step with the software, but also the 49 others to actually book the meetings and sign the client. So this is why education is the highest ROI thing that you can do, right? It's better than done-for-you agency, it's better than software, anything like that. And this is what's gonna allow you to hit your goals faster, right? If you feel like you're behind now, if you feel like you're not moving as fast as you can, it's because you don't know what to do, right? You don't know how to do the things that you need to get the outcome, right? And the last point that I wanna make on this is the idea of saturation. Now, every single day, people are watching these YouTube videos, people are watching courses, and they're using the methods that are working now. And you may be using free info, but to be completely transparent, and this is someone who has a program, right, who helps agencies hit 50, 100K, the free info, it's like the scraps. And you go to the restaurant and they give you this fantastic serving and it's the best thing ever and they do some fancy trick. And then it's like, okay, the food that they don't finish, it's like they've got to put it somewhere. Like you're not just gonna, it doesn't just like evaporate. Like it actually needs to go somewhere. These are the scraps. So it's like the YouTube videos are like the last of what people get. Now, in saying that, obviously not this channel, but I'm talking about the other channel. So you're gonna get the most delayed and least working things on YouTube for free, right? Compared to the most up-to-date things in like a paid program or a paid group or whatever, right? It doesn't matter how you get the info as long as you get it. So if you're still leveraging, let's say, free info, or you're still leveraging, let me figure it out myself, it's like, it's just declining. Like the value of this is just declining because everyone's using it. It's becoming less effective. So what you need is to stay on top of what's working. And this is why programs, this is why paying for your info makes the most sense, because you're not just paying for the info, you're also paying for the time it takes to stay on top of the info. But if we're running this for 100 agencies, it's like, just use it. Like just use what's working. So to be completely honest, if you want us to help you with this, if you want me to help you with this, again, we've done this for 100 agencies. We'll just give you what's working. Just book a time using the link below and you can speak to myself. If not, if you want to figure it out yourself, by all means, I'll see you in 5 years. Hope you have a great rest of the day.